Hello everyone, this is Mike's Rambles. Welcome back to the channel. This is a special video. This is a 200 subscriber video. So I thought I'd do the Q&A on this one to mark the 200 subscribers. Thanks to everyone that does subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. It means I get to do more stuff with Lucy, take her out more, do more videos. And today we're going to answer some of the questions that you've sent over. So let's get into it. Right, so the first one is from Sarah from Girls What's It. So I've got my laptop down here with all the questions on it, so if my head turns away, that's why. So Sarah asks, what's the biggest job you've had to undertake on Lucy so far? Personally, I think the biggest job for me was when she went in for restoration. I had to take the engine and gearbox out, something I'd never done before. The guy that was doing the restoration said that if I could come down and do some work, it would help me out, obviously in terms of like saving a bit of money. So I said, you're all right, I'll do that. It took me 2 days. I didn't really have a clue what I was doing, so he helped me out. He had obviously all the 4-poster ramps, engine cranes, everything else down there. So it's literally just trying to work out what to disconnect and pipes, leads, etc. Undo the various bolts, lift it all out. I then managed to crack the sump nut on the cross member, which then poured the contents of the sump all over his floor. So you can imagine he wasn't best pleased, but we managed to clear it all up with some cat litter kind of stuff. He had another sump he could sort me out with, so it wasn't all bad. Most of the work was done by Steve at Classic Motors in Wembury. Obviously all the body work, the chassis. As we pulled it apart, we noticed she was quite rusty. She ended up having 2 seals either side, inner and outer. Both chassis legs were gone, the jacking points were gone, and then he had to do the front cross member and tie plates, because obviously he had to take those apart to do the chassis legs, so they got done. I'm trying to remember now. So I had some inner wing repairs, they were done. The floor pans, weirdly enough, were alright, you know, for a car that's what's she now, 1970, so she's what, 56 years old, I think. You know, they weren't too bad, so that was all right. All 3 door bottoms got done, inner and outer. They were quite rusty, but weirdly enough, the driver's door was in quite good condition for some reason. But so that's going to be a job when the Stuff and Built Amber turns up, is get a rust proofed. That'll probably be next week, so that'll be another video to come up. That'll get ready for the winter then, because I didn't do it last year, so doing that one. So yeah, that's the biggest job I've done so far. What else has she said? How's Lucy coping with the heat? To be honest, when we've had that really bad heat wave, when it's been like over the 30s, I haven't really taken her out. To stop her from breaking down, possibly with fuel vaporization, but also for me, you know, it's been quite hot and sticky. We all know in a Morris Minor, the vinyl seats can get quite hot. And obviously the last thing I want to do is end up with heat stroke. I've had it twice already, it's not nice. So I've tended, if I do take her out, I've taken her out when it's a little bit cooler, evening times. Been to a couple of shows, but the weather's not been too bad, it's not been overly hot. Like once we've done this video, I'm going to take her out for a little drive somewhere, because it's quite blustery today, so it's quite cool. So we're doing that in a bit. So yeah, I haven't really done much with her in the heat. Yeah, so that's that question. Why did I pick her, and why is she called Lucy? So the story goes, I was with a mate at the place I work at, Plymouth City Bus. He had a Morris Minor called Gertrude, a porcelain green one, which is still going according to the Gov website, because I checked it out the other night. Oh, pardon me. And he said, oh, you should get a Moggy. He said, then we can take her out, take them both out, go to shows and that. And I was like, yeah, that's not a bad idea. So we just like searching round, and he found Lucy on Facebook Marketplace. So I contacted the lady who's up in Kent, a place called Pevensey, I think that's how you pronounce it. And contacted her, said, oh, I'd really like to look at the car. So we then managed to get a trip up to see her, look at the car, Took one look at the interior and said, when did you get all the seats recovered? And she's like, we haven't. She said it's been garaged most of its life. So I was like, wow. So that would have saved £1,000 on an interior replacement. So that sold it to me, really. So we took her for a test drive. She's got a Morris Minor, not Morris Minor, a Mini Mark 1, called OG because of the number plate. Really nice lady. So I was saving up at the time, so gave her a deposit, and then went back up to pay the rest of it off. And then I thought, oh, what? We'll do a mad thing. We'll drive back from Kent all the way back to Plymouth. I thought, right, we'll stick to 50 mile an hour because obviously I didn't know the mechanical state of the engine. Stopped every couple of hours just to do, give her a rest and check her out, make sure she's all right. And she literally did it, no problems at all. The only issue I had was because obviously she never went out in the rain, the wiper blades were shot. So, and typically it pissed down all the way from Kent all the way to Plymouth. So I could barely see. So the first thing I did was ordered a set of wiper blades. And obviously since then I've been just doing little bits and bobs. Ran her for a year. And then took her off the road for a restoration, which was 5 years. And obviously then I've had her back. I think I've had her back about 18 months. I think it's coming up to 2 years now. Why is she called Lucy? She's called Lucy because that's the name of the first owner. And sort of just had a message pop up on my phone screen. Yeah, she's called Lucy because of the first owner. The first owner, she had her for 32 years. I think she then passed away and left it to her nephew, who then kept it for quite an amount of time. And then he sold it to a father and son. They kept her for a while, and then they sold her on to the lady I bought her off. And obviously now I'm the custodian of her. So I've had her 8 years now, and I'm only the 5th owner. I've got the original bill of sale, the original dealer key fob, and I've got a mountain of paperwork going back to I think 1994 when all the stuff has been done. So yeah, she's quite original at Moggy. She's got original engine, original gearbox, original keys. Yeah, so she's quite original. So yeah, that's that question. Simone from Hooked on Classics asks, what should I look out for when buying a Morris Minor? One thing, rust. They like to rust. Check inside your sills, floor pans, all up under the inner wings, boot floor, front tie plates in the engine bay, around the windscreen and the rear screen as well, door bottoms, B posts. Oh yeah, she had B posts fitted as well because the bottoms was a bit knackered. Obviously rust on the wings, at the back of the wings they tend to go around the headlights. You can get fiberglass wings from Lucy's has still got her original wings on. They've just been the rot's been cut out and redone. Yeah, just check all over mechanically. Good as gold, you can get all the bits from. They're cheap enough, they're easy enough to work on, but the major thing is rust. I was watching a few videos on YouTube many years ago from Charles Ware when he was still around, and his philosophy was, if you treat the foundations of the car like you do a house and look after them and replace them, because they were also built by hand, so you can like rebuild them by hand. So treat the foundations of your car like a house and the car will last you another 40 years. And that's the philosophy I went by, which is why obviously I had all proper panels done by Andy Egerton. So if you're ever worried about parts, get rid of Andrew Egerton, he'll look after you. And yeah, just literally just replace the panels, get them rust proofed, and just keep on top of it, and hopefully she's going to last another 30-40 years. So we'll just have to wait and see how she goes on. But yeah, try and buy the best one you can. Just depends what budget you've got, Simone, alright? Blind Man Morris, my favourite YouTuber. Hi John, hi Amber. He asks, why did I choose a Morris Minor as a classic car? It was obviously going back to Sarah's from Nelly the Morris Minor. Basically, my mate had got one and he said, oh, why don't you get one? And it went for that. I've always, you know, had a thing for British Leyland cars anyway, and like the underdogs, and you know, I didn't mind Morris Minors. Never really owned one. This is my first one, and yeah, I wouldn't change her for the world. You know, I'd never get rid of her. So yeah, that's why I bought Lucy. He said, tell her about the restoration of Lucy. I've done quite a lot to her. Obviously, as I said with Sarah from Nelly earlier, she's literally had quite a lot of chassis work, like sills and chassis legs and all the rest of it. So she's literally strong as an ox now. I have got a Facebook page, Mike's Rambles of Lucy Morris Minor. If you want to send me an invite over to that, I've literally vlogged all the different bits I've done to her, stuff I've bought for her, and display stuff and that. So it's literally a journey from the day I've got her up to present. So if you're interested in that, John, drop a thing over to Facebook, I'll add you, and then you can go through that. But yeah, literally I've sunk a lot of money into her replacing, also getting all the chassis done, add the engine and gearbox out, new clutch, new what's it called, the rod for changing the gears, had all new thrust bearing done, updated thrust bearing, changed all the gaskets on the engine. What have I done? Fuel pump, electric fuel pump, which I've had in here for 6 years, never given me an ounce of trouble, hardy one. Done the wiper motor inside the gears, were a bit knackered and the grease in there had been there for donkey's years. That got sorted out. All new brakes on it, I've done that quite early in the restoration with my mate. What else have I done? Oh yeah, new carpets, we fitted in. It's just like little silly things to do now. So I've got some interior bits to do. I've got to take the parcel shelf out, possibly replace it, possibly not. I'll see how I feel. Just a couple of little arty-farty electrical bits. The fuel gauge is still not reading properly. Still got no ignition light. The heater motor is still not working, but I think the wires are just hanging off and they need to go somewhere. And the washers, and there's some bits down in the door where you got the holes on the bottom of the door. There should be a strip going in there, so I'm going to get that ordered and sorted out. Yeah, it's just little tiny bits now just to finish off, and then it's just keeping on top of it maintenance wise. So yeah, if you want to go and check them out, John, in the on the Facebook page, yeah, send me a link and I'll send you add you as a friend on there, and then you can check it out. Why that particular model of Morris Minor? It's just because it was obviously for sale and I fell in love with it. This is the second brown car I've had. My previous brown car was a Rover P6 2000. That was Mexico brown. This is peat brown. It's just one that came up on the thing and it was at a price I was happy with. Yeah, so that's really why I chose it. Cool Cars Los Angeles on Instagram asks, how do you adjust the brakes on a 1966 Morris Minor? Well, if it's anything like Lucy, there's a hole in the drum which you can, oops, there's a wasp outside there. You can stick a screwdriver through, a slotted screwdriver, and you basically do the screw up clockwise until you can't move the drum, then take it back one click and then move it round. This is on the front brakes. Move it round to the other side, because you'll see two adjusters, one for each shoe, and then do the same on the other one. Tighten it up till you can't move it, knock it back one click, and obviously then do the same on the other side, and that should sort that out. I think I've done a video on it, so check out the playlists on my YouTube channel, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and then you can go through all the other stuff and see if there's anything else on there you want to watch. So yeah, that's easy enough to do. If you want to know how to do various bits and bobs, I can recommend books from Blind Man Morris, which are available on Amazon. I think one's called Toolbox Companion, one's called It Was Working Yesterday, and I can't remember what the other one's called. It's a recent one. They're all brilliant books. He is bringing out more later, either in the year or in the future, so I'm looking forward to getting those. But yeah, those books are an absolute boom. If you've got a Morris Minor and you're not sure what to do, they're really, really good books, so go and check them out. And also subscribe to his channel, Blind Man Morris, if you haven't already. Mr. Just a Nice Bloke. I think, yeah, that was from Instagram as well. What do I do for a living? I'm a bus driver. I've been a bus driver for 31 years. Started in London originally, stayed there for 5 years, then moved back to Plymouth, did a bit of National Express, and then I've just gone back to normal stage carriage bus driving. So first group for a bit, and now I'm back with City Bus my second time round. Did move back to City Bus when I came back from London. Yeah, so I've literally been doing this most of my adult life now, and I've only got another 14 years to go before I retire. So I'll be doing this. I've got, you know, you cut me in half, I've got diesel in the veins. What's your favourite bus route? For Plymouth, probably the stuff that goes towards the hospital, 42, 42A, 42B, 42C. It's mostly like people going up to visit the hospital, and then you've got outlying villages or housing estates further outside. They're fairly decent. There's some routes here that I don't really not fond of, just the kind of people that you carry, but the 42s and that, they tend to be decent people on that. So yeah, that answers that question. Yeah, this is just a short one. I noticed on the previous video, which is about an hour and a half long, I've only had 28 views. Is that because it was too long? So let me ask you guys a question now. What kind of stuff do you want to see? Do you prefer shorter videos? Do you want longer videos? Let me know in the comments, and then I'll see. I want to try and grow the channel, so I want to know what you guys want to see, and if I can try and accommodate that, then I will do. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this Q&A video. If you want to do more Q&A videos, then yeah, drop us a link. Drop us a comment in the link below. That's better. That's right, I've not had any dinner yet. And then I'll do another Q&A video if people are up for it, but I need questions. I was hoping to get more questions from for this video, but I only got sent a few, so that's why it's only a bit of a short video. If you don't follow me already, I'm on Instagram, VKT193J. Facebook page is Mike's Rambles with Lucy the Morris Miner, and also my YouTube channel, which is also Mike's Rambles with Lucy the Morris Miner. So if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. It really does help me out. I've also got a merch store where you can go for and buy various bits and bobs, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, stickers, cups. So I'll leave a link in the description below for that. And right, I'm going to go and take Lucy out for a little run. Probably film it, and then I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye for now.